So tonight I watched a film that started out being directed by Lewis Milestone, but he got appendicitis while filming it, and it was finished by John Brahm, called Guest in the House from 1944. It was also re-released as Satan in Skirts, which I think is a much better title, albeit a little sexist. So it's from a play by Hagar Wilde and Dale Unson called Guest in the House. The screen story was written by Catherine Albert, and the screenplay was written by Ketty Frings. Ketty Frings is a Pulitzer Prize winning writer, and she's a woman, also known as Catherine Hartley. She goes by Ketty Frings. So it's about a woman who, it's one of those ones that's really complicated and has like a million characters. So it's about a woman who is the fiance of a doctor who comes to visit his aunt and his brother's wife and his niece. His brother, played by Ralph Bellamy. The wife, played by Anne Baxter, is a little, or the fiance, played by Anne Baxter, is a little out of it. Neurotic, as they call her in this, but she's a bit of an invalid. She's a little nutty. She thinks about what it would be like to murder people, but she puts these things in her diary. Eventually, she schemes to get rid of her fiance's brother's model, because he's an artist, an illustrator, because she wants her fiance's brother. So she gets rid of the model. She tries to get rid of the wife. But all of this backfires. But then also, she's terrified of birds. And this causes some shenanigans early on in the film and then in the finale. And it's, I don't know, it's such a complicated film. I can't even really get more into the plot without spoiling everything. But it's really one of those, like, is she really a femme fatale, or is she just someone who was never socialized well and then has thoughts that aren't really great? I'm not sure. I don't know. It definitely wasn't very kind to her character. The rest of the women were treated fine, and it actually had lots of women. It was mostly women and then like two dudes. So that was sort of refreshing. And Anne Baxter is really good at playing terrifying. So it's always fun to watch Anne Baxter, like, scheming. So if you like Anne Baxter, this is definitely a good film for you. I also highly recommend, in terms of Anne Baxter, watching The Razor's Edge. She's so good in The Razor's Edge. Also read that book. It's really good. Anyways, this was 1944's Guest in the House, a.k.a. Satan in Skirts. And you can watch it on YouTube. It's pretty good.